Oh boy, we're at quite an episode here. Hello everyone, welcome back to my show. Whew. Today we have Mirror Gem, and I have been looking forward to this one since we started. Let's just jump into it because I have a lot to talk about. So yeah, Sephora Joy like. I like the contrast between the beginning and the end. How it's the most of the episode just seems like a fun episode where Steven hangs out with a mirror. It sounds weird. It sounds kind of narcissistic. Whatever. It sounds like just a fun episode where Steven hangs out with a mirror that is not him. It's great. It's fun. It's a fun episode. Until Steven brings the mirror back to the gems, and then they freak out. Steven slaps Garnet and then runs away, and the whole episode all of a sudden becomes really, really dark. This sets up a good contrast between the beginning and the end of the episode, and it's great. I love it. It's what makes this episode one of my favorites in 1A, if not my favorite. Just that whole fun episode until it's not. This is one of the first episodes to do that, besides, like So Many Birthdays, which is the first one to do it. So it's just something that Steven Universe in general is really great at, and this is maybe the best example of it. I also like Mirror Gem because it's the first episode to set up the idea that the crystal gems might not be totally good, because Lapis's reaction to them is very negative. And here's the thing, up to this point in the show, all we know from Lapis is she had fun with Steven, so she seems like a really good, trustworthy person, because she, has such a fun time with Steven. So to then have her go, you can't trust them, definitely starts to plant some seeds of doubt in the mind of the viewer and potentially also Steven. That maybe these people who we think are good might not be good. In this episode, that's a great use of that character. We learn later she's not exactly the most trustworthy of sources, but whatever. At the moment, she seemed super trustworthy, and this definitely made me, at least if I had watched it at the time, I ended up watching it after, because I've gotten the show really weird, whatever. Point is, if I watched it at the time, I'd be like, oh man, are they evil? Are they actually evil? This show's gonna, do a complete shift? And it kind of does a little bit, but, just setting up that idea or creating that idea with that character is very genius. I definitely enjoy that part. I also like the line in Mirror Gem, I must be incredibly important to gem culture. And it's funny because it turns out, he actually is, just a little bit. Because as far as we know, he is the only gem human hybrid, or gem any other creature hybrid. At the moment, that's all we know about. Maybe there's more we don't know about. I kind of wonder if that'll happen at some point. But at this point, he is very important to gem culture because he is the first and supposedly only of his kind. So, he actually is just a little important. And I love Pearl's reaction, whatever, stupid kid. But no, he is Pearl, don't worry. He actually is kind of important. So, I like that as well. Another thing that I liked in Mirror Gem, I liked the gem's reaction to the mirror, to learning the mirror was alive, particularly Garnet's. Because at this point, Garnet is very, quiet, almost no emotion on her face, just, a badass. So to see her kind of freak out a little bit, you go, oh man, what is this mirror? What does this mean? What is happening? And it's great. Because they know, like, okay, so people tend to trust Garnet. Both the gems, Steven, and the audience. So to have her freak out about it is going to plant a lot of seeds of doubt in the mind of the audience and Steven, but unfortunately for Garnet, not as much as she would have liked. So, again, Mirror Gem might be one of the best examples of using your characters to their full potential. It's just so good. Such a good episode. Also, the entire scene of Steven taking Lapis out of the mirror is great. It's just, there's not much to say about the music is great. Steven's reaction is great. The mirror showing how to do it is great. The visuals in general are just great. It's just a great scene in the episode in general. And the show. A great scene in the show in general as well as the episode. It's just so good. This episode is just so good. Watching him take her out and then having the gem float and then an actual humanoid gem pop out. It's like, at the time, I'm sure mind-blowing, because at this point, the only humanoid gems we've seen are Pearl, Garnet, and Amethyst. So to see Lapis is like, what the fuck? What's happening? It's great. I love it. Everything about that scene, the build up, the payoff, everything is just beautiful. It's amazing. And for a few final points that I don't want to go too long on because I wouldn't want this episode to be too long. The fact that Lapis' eyes are mirrors is a nice visual touch. Are you really a crystal gem? Again, setting up the idea that, the crystal gems might be evil. Home, setting up the idea of home world and them not being, human or actually being aliens. And don't trust them, Stephen. Again, are the crystal gems bad? Should we not trust them? I don't know. Those are just 4 things that are great in this episode. So just, are just great because this whole episode's great. And so for the final verdict, because I'm just going to skip this, because come on, it's a mirror gem. You really think I have anything to dislike in this one? Yeah, this is my favorite episode up to this point. Spoiler alert. So, yeah, and it's probably my favorite episode in Season 1A. We'll see with the Ocean Gem. I've actually already seen it. I know the answer, and the answer is still my favorite. Whatever. Point is, this episode is phenomenal. Definitely just one of the best they've ever done in general. Just one of the best. And that's all I have, really. So, I'll see you guys next time for Ocean Gem.